Hey, what's up, traders? So I'm currently up about $10,000 from NAS100 in just one day. Today is September 19th, Thursday. And as most of you know, yesterday was rate cut day on the 18th, Wednesday. And I mentioned in our public Discord group that if they cut rates, I will be buying. And it makes absolute sense. So let me go ahead and break it down to you and explain why I will be buying. And I'm also even buying individual stocks such as Apple, and I will possibly be buying Microsoft soon. So I'm currently up about $700, give or take, with Apple. And then I like to pay myself as price continues to go. And why I feel like I'm going to double my profits sometime next week with NAS 100 and even Apple, hopefully gaining about $20,000 sometime next week. And why I also plan on holding it for the winter months. It makes absolute sense. If you understand fundamentals, I think that you can also get on these profits. It's not too late. I don't want you to chase the trade, but I'll show you how you can get in. Let's go ahead and dive in. Hey, what's up, guys? Brian Horton with BK Trading Academy, and this is the moment that you guys should be investing in NAS 100 if you haven't already yesterday. If you're not in our current Discord group, you need to join it because I give hints like this, when to buy, when to sell, and I just drop trade ideas and just knowledge and information. This is our public group that anyone is welcome to join. So if you're not in it, be sure to look in the description and join us right now. Now, a few of our students and I have been watching the rate cut, and we've been watching it since yesterday. And once the decision came in, we bought NAS. And I'm personally going to be holding it for quite some time until the next major news event. And rate cuts may continue well into November and December. We're opening up a stocks academy where we talk about stocks, ETFs, and indices, and a little bit of futures. We go over 401ks, how to trade it, and how to supplement your income by understanding price action and the stock market. Now, this is the time to be investing in NAS 100 because it consists of 100 top tech stocks. Tech stocks are going to be rising this year. And now that it's getting close to Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas, it's going to continue to rise. I'm going to share you my thoughts. So the NAS 100 is rising following the Federal Reserve's recent 50 basis point rate cut due to the shift in market sentiment and expectations of lower borrowing costs. This substantial rate cut, which reduced the Fed's benchmark rate to approximately 4.8%, was intended to combat signs of a slowing job market while also reflecting confidence that inflation is under control. This move is expected to lower borrowing costs for both consumers and businesses, promoting increased spending and investment. This optimism has led to a rally to stock markets, including the NASDAQ, which is the NAS 100, as tech companies tend to benefit from lower interest rates. And additionally, the Fed has hinted into further rate cuts later this year, which has fueled continued bullish sentiment in the equity markets as traders expect more accommodative monetary policy. So yesterday, our Discord has been watching this, even our Forex Discord, and we knew that if the Fed were to cut rates, it's going to make the NAS 100 rise, and specifically tech stocks. Why? Because it's going to fuel borrowing. A lot of people is going to start borrowing now when there wasn't before because the interest rates are lower. Not just consumers, but businesses, specifically tech like Apple and Microsoft and the large tech companies of the world, specifically in the United States. And guess what? We're heading into October. This is where people start buying for Christmas and Black Friday and things like this, where now interest rates are very small and it starts to fuel people's pockets where they can now start borrowing. So this is a borrowing season. And I think that the Fed strategically dropped the interest rates at this time of year during the final quarter because they know that borrowing starts to increase. People are starting to buy gifts. Companies are starting to hire more during the Christmas season and the Thanksgiving season. And these businesses borrow money from the bank so that they can hire, so that they can advertise new products. And they know this. So let's go ahead and look at NAS 100 really quick. So guys, as I entered this trade, I'm up close to about $10,000 and I plan on holding it until October, maybe November-ish, again, until the next interest rate talk starts to happen with the US. It's only going to increase, and I'm going to continue to hold it even for the dips. Now, this is my target area here. However, I'm not exiting at this area just because price gets to that area. I'm going to continue to hold it until further notice. Because the NAS 100, for those who are new, consists of the NASDAQ, the top 100 companies in the United States, which is tech companies here. Tech companies. So you're talking about major tech companies. Like I said, this is the season where a lot of consumers are buying. And this is the season where these businesses are investing in their company and they're borrowing. The higher the borrowing rate, the higher this will go. Now, and I will take some stock out of this here to pay myself. And this is what I like to do to pay myself before it continues to drop and go higher. So I believe that we're currently at this resistance here. And if I go lower into the lower time frame, you can see that before the announcement, we were at this rally here. right here where it's bouncing off of support and resistance. Support and resistance for a few days until that rate cut is spiked up here. And then it started to pull back, exposing a doji candle because there was a lot of uncertainty. It was a whipsaw effect where buyers and sellers were both in. And then it continues to grow and grow and grow. And you're going to continue to see it grow. Now, you can't be afraid of the pullbacks, especially if you're a swing trader or even a position trader. A position trader is when you hold it for a few months, maybe even years or so. I don't plan on holding it that long, but I do plan on holding it at least until the holiday seasons throughout the winter. Now, of course, I want to be mindful of spread, so that's why I'm going to be paying myself along the way. Now that I go out to the higher time frame, I can see where my next possible target is. Okay, so this is all within the day, this strong bullish candle here, and now it's going to hold a little bit off of this resistance level. This was a dominant resistance level here. So I expect for price to pull back a bit. It's all about holding and even the dips, and this is where a lot of people will start to exit or maybe even hold it until it comes back further. As a swing trader, you have to be confident in your fundamentals. If you're not, then you need to adopt us as a mentor. And I'm saying it confidently because these are things that we teach in our Forex Academy. These are the things we're going to be teaching in our up and coming Stocks Academy next month, which I'm proud of. Our Stocks Academy has been 2 years in the making, so I'm just really hype about it, and you guys will be too once you're joined, and it's going to be really affordable. I have to throw that in. And so I am pretty confident it's going to break this, and we're approaching the weekend. Today is Friday right now. So eventually it's going to break, but you have to be patient because borrowing takes time. It takes time where people are starting to enter the market. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about fundamentals really quickly here, and I'm going to pull up a Forex chart. The reason why I'm pulling up a Forex chart is because I want to explain to you how this affects the dollar. As far as the dollar, it's actually weakening the dollar. The dollar weakens because now people are borrowing more. So it's complete opposite what the tech companies are doing versus the value of the dollar. So if you're trading anything that ends in a USD, expect price to continue to climb. And this is gradually. I'm not talking about just today or this week. I'm talking about over the next month or two until the winter months. If it begins with USD, such as USD CAD, watch for it to continue to drop. Again, gradually, okay? Take its time until major news. So you always want to stay up with fundamentals. I always like to look at Bloomberg.com with their finances. For Forex, I like to look at ForexFactory.com. But I just want to show you the fundamentals here. So guys, again, I encourage you, if you're not in our Discord, to join it down below, where I just pretty much give updates, announcements of our new Stock Academy coming, trade ideas here and there, and we have a chat room if you have the need to ask questions or maybe even drop a chart. So as I go back to my stock list here, I'm going to the NAS100. I'll just keep an eye out on this here. I will be paying myself. And then as price pulls back to these minor support zones right here, I will be entering more positions. And this is a risk management strategy that we often do with our academy here, where we can see that this was a minor resistance area here, as I mentioned. I suspect that if price happens to pull back, it will not break this newly support zone here, which was previous resistance. I will possibly enter more, depending on what's going on and how I feel, more positions right at this area, and then continue the growth, making more higher highs and higher lows. So that's my plan with NAS100. Let me know what you think. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. I hope that you guys are taking advantage of this because it's been overdue for rate cuts. So this is going to be a gradual growth because we've been increasing interest rates for so long that this is kind of like a woo-saw moment. So currently, I wouldn't suggest buying now if you're late to the party. I would wait for price to pull back a bit, for price to come on discount. Now, if it continues to rise, do not chase the trade. That's something we do not teach. You wait for a pullback into a reasonable level or a reasonable zone. So for example, if price continues to go higher, you do not enter. You want to wait for price to come back to a reasonable level like this here, where this is now resistance. It could be future support. All right, guys. So I conclude this video. I will see you in the next video. God bless you. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Take care.